Hey guys, Ryan here. So today, I'm going to be reviewing the newest and last issue of The Walking Dead. This is issue 193, The Farmhouse. I don't know what to say, guys. I literally didn't think I'd be making a video about the final issue for years, like a long time. But also something that got released today was Rick Grimes' commemorative variant for 192. So that's pretty cool. I'm not sure if this is a variant or if it's called a second printing. People are calling it a second printing, but it doesn't say anything about it being a second printing. But anyway, so today we're going to be reviewing this issue. I'm going to give my thoughts on it being the end of The Walking Dead. So I am making this the day after. There's been a lot of stuff going on. So yesterday I wasn't able to actually go get the issue as soon as I wanted to. I had to wait a little bit because my parents were obviously at work. So when my mom got home, she took me, and then obviously I wanted to read the issue, so I was reading it. And by the time I was done reading it, it was close to 6 o'clock, and we were having friends over at 6 o'clock for the 4th of July. And like on July 3rd, we have people over for fireworks and stuff. But today is the 4th of July. I just finished watching season 3 of Stranger Things. Great season. Not gonna spoil. Not gonna talk about anything. But yeah. So. And now I'm finally sitting down to make this review. So, in my opinion, this was probably one of the best single issues of The Walking Dead. Very sad, though, that it was that's the end. I really cannot believe that is actually the end. And the one thing that I have to say about it being the end is I hate how we found out, because we didn't find out. It got leaked. Well, we did find out. I mean, the way everybody found out was because it got leaked. Robert Kirkman didn't announce it. Like, if I created a comic book series that ended up becoming a franchise with TV shows and movies and novels and graphic novels, I would have wanted to announce it, not have some dude that got it and took a picture of it and posted it online to be the person to... Anyways, yeah, we're going to review this. This is a great issue. I'm really, really sad, though, that this is the end. I really want to just go to the comic book shop every month now just to try to get the new issue of Walking Dead, but there's not going to be one. But this is already being reprinted as well. Instead of saying The Farmhouse, is going to say The End, and it's the second printing of issue 193. Just for the sake of it, for the sake of me wanting more, to get more from Walking Dead and just to get more in general. I would obviously get it anyway, so I'm going to go get it. It comes out July 31st, the second printing, so that's something to look forward to. It is over, but it's not over. There will still be variants. There will still be compendiums that are going to be released soon of the issues. There's still like a new trade paperback. There's still a book. I think it's like book 16 or something. I don't know what they're going to do with this, though. Like, are they just going to release, like, another trade paperback just with 193 with a different cover or something? Or will they just leave it like this? Like, you have to buy the first 32 trade paperbacks or the first 4 compendiums and then find this to actually complete the actual series. I don't know. But, yeah, anyways, let's get right into the review. So, very, very nice cover. Just the feel of it. It's definitely different than the past, like, covers. It's a lot more thick. It's nice. When you hold it, it feels like complete. I don't know. Something about it does. But anyways, so we see something walking in the distance. It's a walker. Something kills it with Michonne's sword, and it ends up being Carl. Now, this is about maybe 10, 15, 20, at least 15 years in the future. And Carl is actually married to Sophia, and they have a daughter named Andrea. Now, the reason that they're so shocked and stunned by this walker is because they have not seen a walker in over 10 years. Now, the reason that they saw it is because Herschel, Maggie's son, is actually, he's not selling the walkers, but he's collecting them and keeping them in like a cart. More like something that you'd see at the fair or something like that, but it says, "See the Walking Dead, don't get too close," and then there's like zombies painted on the side. And yeah, so he let one loose, I believe, on purpose, it sounds like. And that's the one that Carl came across and killed. And Herschel charges people to see the zombies, since some people haven't seen them ever. So people haven't seen them in so long. But yeah, so since obviously it was like in Carl's front yard, and his daughter and his wife and himself are there, he's not just going to let it keep going. So he kills it, and him and Herschel are getting in a fight about it. And then Carl, Sophia, and Andrea go and talk to Earl about it. And then Carl and Sophia, I just want to say this really quickly though, I'm really glad that Carl and Sophia ended up together. I feel like it made no sense for him to just completely ditch Sophia. They literally started the apocalypse together, they've grown up together. I think it was so cool that they ended up together with a kid and everything, and they named it Andrea. That's one of the reasons why this is such an amazing ending as well. So, they talk about how they used to not be able to appreciate the stars and the nighttime and the quiet back then because they were so worried about, dying. And then Carl's talking about how he misses him so much, and then he has, I think, he goes into town again the next day, and he meets Sheriff Kapoor, which would be next issue, but that's not a thing anymore. And they have to go to court, and yeah, so So Carl, they don't technically win, but Carl has to replace the walker that he killed for Herschel, which is, ridiculous. But anyways, so Maggie comes in and talks to the judge and says, have him just replace the walker and no actual charges. And then they're really getting into Sophia and Carl are getting into it with Maggie, saying, why your son is messed up because he's literally collecting walkers, and it's because that she spoiled him and she didn't actually parent him. She just was off doing all this other stuff. And then Sophia tells her off. And I really liked that because one thing I almost forgot when I was reading this is that Maggie is Sophia's mom and Herschel is Sophia's brother. So that's cool. And then Andrea, oh my god, I keep saying Andrea. Sophia and Carl are heading back home, and then he says that he needs to go out for a walk and clear his head before their trip tomorrow. And then what he actually did was he went and he snuck into Herschel's trailer and killed all the walkers that he has collected. So that, yeah, he's mad obviously. And then we cut from that, Carl's leaving, and then he runs into Lydia. And this was really cool. Lydia looks almost identical to Andrea. It's cool. So yeah, Lydia is with another dude now. I think his name was John, or I don't remember. It's gonna bother me now. Anyway, so they go to see Negan, and he's not there, which is weird. But then they go and they see this is a really cool panel. All these birds and everything, and you can see like the shadows on their faces. Really cool panel. And then she starts talking to him about his eye patch, and then he takes it off. And I don't know if he does it to just show her, or just to go to sleep. He was going to sleep, and then she mentioned it, and then he took it off. But anyway, so then they go and see Eugene, and he's building the train tracks. He's gotten them up and running. He's just trying to expand. And he mentions that Stephanie died and that he is sick, and he might die. Or he's supposed to die soon, I don't know. And then Laura comes up, and she's, talking crap about Rick, and then she's like, yeah, I'll never forget what he did to Dwight. And then Carl tells her off and says, you're alive right now, you're standing here because of what my father did. And that Dwight was he was going crazy. But anyways, so then Carl and Lydia split, and then he goes home, and Sophia is mad at him for killing the zombies. Then they have to go to, the high court, I think it is, and Judge Hawthorne was actually Michonne, which is cool. She's like, of course, he gives a big speech, and then she's like, obviously she's gonna pick Carl because, Carl is almost basically like a son to her. So, she gives the speech, and then she talks about the statue, and then they talk afterwards, and he's like, she says, do you really think I was going to let them send one of my favorite people to jail? And, I mean, it was my sword you used, which was a funny sort of joke, but anyways, then, he's free to go because she doesn't charge him with anything. And then Herschel is so annoying. He's such a brat. Anyway, so he goes and he's talking to Carl about how, what he did, and how nobody cares about his father, and how his father's almost forgotten, and that there's a big statue of Rick and everything. And then there's these kids that are like talking about him, saying, "Whoa, dude, nice eye patch. You leave the parrot at home. Maybe he ate it. Savage, this guy." And then I think this is Elodie. I think this is Elodie's daughter, which would be like Michonne's granddaughter, because we do see that Michonne has a granddaughter later on, but she like sticks up for Carl. So, and then we see this awesome statue of Rick, in their big community. It seems like they've connected all the big communities together now, and Carl's making a joke about how, it's just weird how he's trying to go up to the heavens or something. He says, the chest all puffed out. He looks like he's calling down a storm from the heavens or something. But this is cool, because if you remember the issue 191 cover, this is the same position Rick was in. But anyway, so then he looks back at the statue and smiles, which is cool. So then they go back home, and Andrea, their daughter, comes in, and then Carl reads her a story about Rick and how he survived most of the trials. They use the trials, that's what they referred to as before, like the outside land where the walkers roam, and in here it's safe. But anyways, and how Rick didn't, but he was about to. And then we see all the characters. I'm kind of sad that like Aaron and Jesus and Negan didn't really have anything to do with the final issue. Like Mercer and Princess, I'm okay with, but they didn't. But it shows Maggie and Herschel, Aaron and Jesus. They didn't have anything to do. It just shows a panel. They don't even say any dialogue. And then it shows Negan, which is really cool. Princess and Mercer still together. Good lord. Lydia and her guy. I don't remember his name. But anyways, and then you see Magna and Yumiko, Eugene, Laura, and some other people. And then you see, right here, Michonne coming home. And then there's Elodie and her husband, I'm assuming, and then their child, which is Michonne's grandchild. Oh, never mind then. That doesn't make sense, because Michonne's grandchild is a guy, is like a son of Elodie. So, never mind. That couldn't have been, because I was a girl. And then we see Pamela and Sebastian. He's still in jail for what he did to Rick. And then we see Andrea and Rick Graves, which is sad. And then we see Carl finishing up the story. He's about to cry. And then says that this book is about my father. And then she's like, "I know, Dad. You tell me that every time." And then they read it again. And then the last panel is just them sitting there together reading a story about Rick Grimes. And then it says the end. And there's a really long letter in the back about why he decided to end it when he did, and how he didn't want it to turn into something that it was like, oops, sorry, I bumped the camera. He didn't want to like make it run on for longer than it should have. So, and then we see these final covers, 194, 195, and then 196. Now, these are actually a series of Carl's death issues. So this is actually Carl getting stabbed. Now, everybody thought that this was like Negan or Lance. This is actually Carl getting stabbed. And then this is Andrea and Sophia at his grave. And there's a sick panel of Rick sitting on a pile of walkers, which is cool. I would love that to be made into a poster, if you guys are watching the Skybound. But yeah, if this story did continue, I wouldn't complain, obviously. I'm very, very sad that it is ending, but this was such a good issue. It was such a good ending. Just like when I was holding it and reading it, and I'm just thinking about how this is the final issue, and just how advanced everything is in society. And it was such a good issue. And then like the ending is so good. It's Carl reading a story about his father to his daughter Andrea. So it's just an amazing last issue. I'm so sad that it's gone. I'm hoping that they'll like release variants every now and then, that they won't just completely drop the series. But yeah, this is coming back to comic book stores on July 31st with a second printing saying the end, and then I believe this is in brown instead of red. But yeah, guys, so that is the final issue. So we're done reviewing it, but I just want to talk about some of the parts I liked. I really liked the part, as I already said, that Sophia and Carl ended up together with a daughter named Andrea, and that they had a big statue of Rick. I like that part. And then like the story part of like them surviving the trials and Rick like leading everyone, and like the big story just about Rick and how they, they are where they are because of Rick. And I don't know, it's just really sad to see it go. And also, one more thing I forgot to mention, though, is that Carl wears that eye patch now because he doesn't want Andrea to see him missing his eye, because he thinks that will remind her of death. And she's never seen a walker before as well. She's never seen a walker in her entire life. She is 6 years old as well. But, yeah, so I just want to discuss this issue now. My feelings about it ending. I do definitely think that they could have made it go on a lot longer, like with Sebastian being the one to kill Rick. I think that they could have done something with that. Like, Negan comes back this issue like everybody thought, and then he finds out somehow, and then he goes to the Commonwealth and just like kills Sebastian or something, like Lucille style or something, because he killed Rick, or just something like that. I think that'd been so cool to see. That could have been like a stretched out storyline, or maybe, where Sebastian isn't caught right away, and then they not drag it out, but like expand it a little bit, where it's like a mystery of who killed him, and like they connect the dots. Like maybe he drops something, and then they're like, I know whose this is, like 2 issues later or something. Just like, because I literally thought that it could have at least, because remember, like months ago when everyone was just talking about, this many months or this year, issue 200 will come out. 2020 issue 200 will come out. And thinking back on that, I am just so sad, because I really thought that this story I really thought they could have, like, made it go a lot longer. Because I can't believe that the story is actually over. And with it being so close to issue 200, they could have made it go longer. Because, I mean, you come up with the Whisperers, you come up with the Saviors, you come up with the Governor's story arc, you come up with the Commonwealth. You're telling me you can't come up with one more little thing? You definitely could have. I mean, it's Robert Kirkman, but I guess he didn't want to destroy his own creation, which I guess makes sense. And he does explain that in the back of it, and how he was planning on ending it, like, a long time ago, and then another time, and I don't really know, because he says he's had it planned out for so long, and then he says, like, I think, yeah, it was issue 174, he's like, yeah, I was going to kill Negan then, and then I just decided not to. Like, okay, you say that you have this all planned out, and then you change your mind, and you make it sound like you change your mind because you don't know what you want to do. Not that he's a bad writer or anything, I just can't believe that it's over. I do think that it would have been better, kind of, if they killed Negan, just so that way his story could have been complete, and Maggie could have forgot about him. Because now I feel like his story went so open-ended, and we didn't, like, figure out enough, and there could have been more with Negan. There could have been so much more, where Negan is in this issue, like we thought. Next issue, he runs into Sheriff Kapoor. Sheriff Kapoor is, like, at the Commonwealth or something, and then he takes it to the Commonwealth, and then you hear people talking about the death of Rick Grimes, and then he's like, whoa, what the heck? Then he finds out about, Sebastian, and how he's in a cell, and then Negan wants to go kill him or something, and then there's, like, this big dramatic scene of him there saying, no, Rick kept me alive, I'm gonna keep you alive, or something like that. Just something really, like, that propels the story forward, shows Negan has changed. Don't leave his story so open-ended. But one of the things that I think about, though, is how he could do, like, a little, not a spin-off, but sort of like a spin-off, where, because Negan's been absent for 19 issues, so if you want to do, like, The Walking Dead Negan something, issue 1, I don't know, just create, like, a little title, The Walking Dead, put, like, something here, like, Negan's backstory, for example. Obviously, he's not going to do that, because that's really bad, but, like, issue 1, just something where you could keep the story going, because the fact that there were so many people that were so devastated that he ended it, because they just wanted more, and there was so much, he could have done more, too. So, hopefully he doesn't just completely drop The Walking Dead. Hopefully he gives us some backstory or something, because how many year time skip? There was, like, a 15, 20-year time skip, and he could definitely, like, do a little story about that or something, or what the result, because I wanted to see Rick's funeral. I wanted to see people's reaction to Rick actually being dead. just something where it was like, it really just showed how much he actually impacted the world, not 15 years later how he built civilization with it, just people's raw reactions and stuff, something like that, where, I don't know, I mean, I'm not a creator, but I feel like he could have done so much more than just come out and just randomly end it at some point. Imagine if this didn't get leaked, though. Imagine if you were just like, whoa, this is a nice issue. You open it up, there's all this stuff, and then you just get to this last page, and then you just see the end, and then you read this letter, and you're like, holy crap, The Walking Dead is done? Wait, what? Where did this come from? Imagine that. Like, people... That's just what people do. You always imagine something, but just imagine if it didn't get leaked. Like, if Andrew Lincoln's exit didn't get leaked. Like, imagine if, like, you just watched episode 5 and then he was gone. Imagine how awesome that would have been. I mean, maybe not for the comic book series. Maybe that would have been even worse, but he did talk about how he likes to do that because that's why The Walking Dead was so successful in the first place, is because when you turn the page, you don't know if you're going to have somebody dying or if you're... Because, like... what was it? Oh yeah, if you just like turn the page, like that one issue 186, Dwight's death. You just turn the page and all of a sudden he got shot in the head. So, like, I think that's what he was talking about, was how the suspense, you're like keeping you on the edge of your toes, on the edge of your seat, on the tip of your toes. That's what I meant to say. I combined them on accident, but anyways, where you open this issue and then you just get to the end and you didn't expect that being the end, and then you just, you're kind of mad at it, and then you go back and reread it again, and then you're like, man, that was a good end, or just something like that. I think that's what he was getting at, is how he likes the surprise aspect of the series and not just a full-on, because Rick's death got leaked, the fact that it was ending got leaked, Dwight's death got leaked, a lot of stuff has been getting leaked, but yeah, it's mainly because comic book stores get this issue in, and then the owners read it, and then they take pictures, and they post it, or they send it to their friends, and then their friends post it. One way or another, it's getting out. So Kirkman even posted about it probably getting out. Like, there's going to be spoilers, so... But yeah, guys, leave down below, what did you guys think of this issue? I'm so sad that The Walking Dead has ended. This is one of the saddest things ever. It's so sad, guys, but... I guess now I can stop buying monthly and just go back and fill in the gaps I need to fill and complete the set. I don't need like 6 more issues. I need 1, 2, 4, 5, 11, and 19. So, and then I'm completed, and then there's all the variants as well. So I'll have to figure out what I want to do with the variants. I think I do want to get them all just because of how much this is the best comic series I've ever read. This is something that I actually look forward to every month. Like when I wake up on the first Wednesday of every month, I actually want to get out of bed because I know that day after school, or that day I'm gonna get to read the new issue of the Walking Dead comic book series. So, but yeah, guys, this is the end of The Walking Dead. So leave down below what you guys thought of the final issue of it. I loved it. I'm sad that it's gone though. That really does suck. But yeah, guys, so I'm gonna try to start reviewing more comics on the channel. I'm gonna start reviewing Oblivion Song, because I love that comic. I think that one is so good. And if there's any other comics I should check out, because I've heard stuff about Gideon Falls. Outcast is ending soon as well. So Robert Kirkman is definitely losing a lot of comics, but because he just ended Invincible as well. So his 3 biggest comics are ending and like all within the same year. So that's probably got to be hard for him. But yeah, so thanks for watching this video. Remember, down below, recommend me some comics, because I'm not getting out of comics. I'm not getting out of Walking Dead, because I love reading comics. I love looking at the art, because some of the art is just amazing. Like Oblivion Song, that art is just so good, fantastic. The Walking Dead's art is fantastic. So I want to keep reading comics. So down below, recommend me some. Is Gideon Falls good? Should I check it out? What did you think of the final issue? So, yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.